Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Rosine again. What does a relationship need besides love? Yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong araw na to. Vulnerability never stops being an important ingredient in a relationship. At the beginning of a relationship, we open ourselves up to the other person. But often, when conflict arises over time, we put up walls to protect ourselves. And when we stop communicating our desires, needs, and feelings, distance grows. Kapag hindi na natin i-communicate or sinabi sa ating husband or spouse ang mga needs natin, desires, and feelings, magkakaroon tayo ng distance relationship or magkakaroon tayo ng parang sabihin na natin sa in a relationship sa boyfriend girlfriend cool off, and baka maging yun sanhi ng pagiging distant natin sa isa't isa, or sabihin na natin manlamig si spouse natin sa atin or si husband natin. If you need to tell it to your spouse na ito yung nararamdaman mo about certain things, this is your feeling, this is your desire. Actually ako in my own experience, sinasabi ko din sa husband ko kung ano yung nararamdaman ko, para at least alam niya kung saan siya lulugar at alam niya kung paano niya ako pakikisamahan din. Because one team, isa lang kayo isang team na kayo. So, as much as possible, you have to tell your husband kung ano yung pinagdaraanan mo. Ako ngayon, I've lost my mom this 2020. Sobrang sakit yun sa akin. And then, dumaan ako sa, sabihin na natin, several, siguro depression or sabihin na natin, sadness feeling. And I have to explain it to my husband para mas maintindihan niya. And at the same time, I have to explain to my husband kung ano yung mga plans ko sa buhay. Mapag-uusapan lahat. Kung kahinaan natin, kailangan nating sabihin. Hindi yung paparamdam pa lang natin. Paparamdam natin na ganito na yung nangyayari. Kasi hindi mahuhulaan ng mga lalaki yan. Remember, ang mga lalaki, hindi ganun ka taas yung sensitivity when it comes to feelings or yung mga opinions or desires natin as women. So, yung needs natin, kailangan natin sabihin desires and feelings. Always remember that. Mutual respect and understanding. Kailangan natin irespeto ang bawat isa. Magkaroon tayo ng pagkakaintindihan. Sa isang relationship, sa mag-asawa, kailangan yun. kailangan natin pakinggan siya kung ano yung kailangan niya. Kailangan natin pakinggan kung anong desire niya, feelings niya. And at the same time, kailangan din niyang intindihin at unawain, malaman kung ano yung desires natin. So, we have to respect one another, vice versa, and have some understanding in a relationship. In any marriage, there are two different people who value different things, which is guaranteed to bring disagreements. However, we can determine in our hearts that just because we see things differently, it doesn't mean he is wrong. Again, it doesn't mean he is wrong when we see differently. Kapag iba yung opinion niya, iba yung desires niya, iba yung sabihin na natin yung feeling and needs niya, we have to make a deeper understanding. Kailangan nating mas intindihin kung anong pinagdadaanan ng asawa natin. Ako, ang asawa ko is a lawyer. And as much as possible, I have to, sabihin na natin, I have to understand him and respect what he is doing, what is his desire and needs and feelings about his job. May mga times na late na siya dumating dito sa house, and at the same time, may mga times na nangungulit pa siya pagka nanggaling siya sa work kahit na 11 to 12 hours na at matutulog na kami. So, kailangan nating intindihin and respect that he needs, sabihin natin, cuddling, he needs to talk to someone, and nandun ka, ikaw yun. You have to do that, to respect and understand your husband. Kung may mga bagay na hindi kayo maintindihan, yung for example, yung asawa ko bigla na lang siya nagpagawa ng bahay namin sa Maya, even though we are staying here in my in-laws. I always tell to him yung ideas ko na we're not staying there, why you should sabihin natin, bakit kailangan mong kumpunihin or pagawayan. Pero he have this kind of other ideas or perspective in mind that someday we will stay there, and then kailangan maayos yung bahay. Yun. So you have to understand and respect your husband's desires, needs, and make a deeper understanding. Talagang kailangan intindihin mo bawat detalye ng nangyayari sa buhay niya, hindi lang yung kung ano yung sinasabi niya. Number 3 is forgiveness. Lagi niyong tatandaan na whatever it is, kung nasaktan man kayo sa pananalita niya at nagsorry naman siya sa inyo, patawarin niyo. Kasi iisa na kayo mag-asawa kayo, kinasal kayo, at nakita yun ng Diyos. So, kailangan intindihin niyo siya kasi you are one, and at the same time, team kayo. Isa kayong team. Kung nagkamali man siya, kailangan ulit-ulitin niyo din na intindihin at sabihin na I have forgiven you. Kung ang Panginoon nga nakakapagpatawad ng maraming beses, paano pa kaya ikaw, di ba? So, kailangan ganun din yung gawin mo. If your husband or spouse asks for forgiveness, give it to him. Yun yung kailangan niya. So, when it comes to forgiveness, in the first few years of marriage, meron mga sabihin na natin not very good, sabihin na natin trait, and you have to realize those things. May mga makikita kang hindi kaaya-aya, like for example, he's not very much into cooking at hindi siya very much into working inside the house. You have to understand that, and you have to forgive your husband for being like that. So the distance grew and grew, between your spouse kapag nandun ka sa point na hindi mo sinabi talaga kung ano yung nangyayari. So, like for example, my husband is not into cooking or into, sabihin natin, household chores. So, kailangan sabihin mo sa kanya kung ano yung nangyayari. At kailangan mo din paliwanag sa kanya na kapag mas makalat sa bahay, hindi magandang tignan. At possibility magkaroon ng EPS or langgam dun sa lugar na kung saan nagkalat siya. Yun. So, again, if your spouse asks for forgiveness, don't forget to forgive them. Because it's the sacrament of reconciliation. Yung nagpapatawad ka, the sacrament of reconciliation is very important in marriage. Always remember that. The more you forgive, the more peaceful yung relationship nyo. So realizing your own need for forgiveness will help you give it more freely to your spouse. Always remember that. Number 4, compromise and reciprocity. Ano nga ba yung compromise and reciprocity? Compromise is compromising your needs, wants, and desires for the meantime. And at the same time, reciprocity, exchanging mutual understanding with your spouse. So, sa Tagalog, ang reciprocity is katumpakan at compromise is kompromiso. Ang meaning ng reciprocity, the practice of exchanging things with others for mutual benefit, especially privileges granted by someone or another person. So, this is very important in marriage. These are crucial elements besides love in marriage. Both people in a relationship needs to be empowered, knowing that the other person is willing to compromise. Halimbawa, on my part, I am willing to compromise with my, sabihin natin, with my own needs and wants and desires. I desire to have my real house, but nag-compromise ako, nag-stay ako within my in-laws because that is my husband's desires. And at the same time, we have this kind of mutual understanding that when time goes by, kapag we have earned much living na, we can be independent na and stay with our house. Nature of love is reciprocal, not one-sided. Lagi niyong tatandaan na kailangan equal kayo sa treatment. Kung kailangan makita mo yung parents mo dahil siya ay laging nandyan naman sa tabi niya, ang parents niya, why not? Diba? You have to tell to your husband that you need also to know what's going on to your parents, and you need to communicate with your parents. Ako, na-realize ko nung when I lost my mom, I realized everything that I really need to accompany my parents. Yung husband ko, he's with his mom and dad for his whole life. So, ako, nung nag-asawa ko, dun ako nahiwalay sa parents ko. And siguro sabihin na natin thrice or sabihin natin 5 times a year ko lang sila nakikita. And you have to tell it to your husband that there's some inequality, sabihin na natin, na kailangan ng mutual understanding about it. Always remember the nature of love is reciprocal, not one-sided. You have to tell everything for him to be able to understand that you really need an equal treatment in a relationship. Hope you learn more about this kind of tips about